Today we're going to be looking at for loops, which is a count controlled loop. We're going to be looking at a few different types of for loop, looking at iterating through a string, looking at lists, and using in range, everything that you'll need to know for your exam. Before we look at for loops today, we're going to have a little reminder about programming constructs. So the first programming construct that we looked at was a sequence, which is where your program instructions will just happen one instruction after the other in a sequence. The next one that we looked at is something called selection, which is the technique where we used if and else so that you've got different branches that can do one thing or another depending on a condition. And the final programming construct that we're looking at today is a programming construct called iteration. And if you think of the word reiterate, which is where you repeat something, this is where it gets its name from. And it's where you can repeat a block of code. And in this case, we're going to be looking at one type of iteration, which is known as the for loop, where it will do it a set number of times. So we're going to start with a really simple for loop, and you can see I've only got 2 lines of code that I've written here. And when I keep saying this word for loop, it's because at the beginning we've got a keyword in Python, which is the word for, which goes right at the beginning of the line. Next to the word for, we've got a variable. So in this case, I've called my variable x. Lots of people like to use the letter x just purely because it's used a lot in maths and they're quite familiar with it, meaning it can just mean any number. But you can call it something else if you want. If you wanted to call it tree, it will work just in the same way. But in this example, I would also have to replace this with the word tree. So after the variable, you can see I've used some code that says in range. Now we use this in a for loop to specify how many times we want it to repeat the set of code. And in this case, inside our brackets, I want to say I'm going to start x at 1, the number 1, and it needs to end before the number 11. And to be able to see what is happening in this loop, I've used print just to display whatever x is currently at. Part of a for loop manages incrementing what x is automatically within the loop. So after its repeat, the x will then go from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3 every time it iterates. And then once it's repeated the set number of times that we've said, it will then finish the program. Let's see it working. So I'm just going to hit run at the top, and if you look at the bottom in the shell, you can see it very quickly produced numbers 1 to 10. One thing I should point out is at the end of this, you've got a colon, and the colon is Python's syntax. So without it, it will come up with a syntax error. And anything that's going to be a part of the for loop must be indented. So you've got this space that happens automatically if you press enter after the colon. So just to show that, after the colon, if I press enter now, print will go further in, which is an indent. I've just added an extra print line, you can see here on line 5, which is going to say finished after it's repeated my code the set number of times, so that you can see that only the things that are indented will be repeating. So I've run my code, and here you can see it's done 1 to 10 again, but then after that, that's when it said finished. So the next one we're going to look at is how we can use a list. Now we've done lists in the previous video, and as you can see here, I've got a list called fruits, and then I've stored 3 different strings, which is apple, banana, and cherry, and then I'm going to use my for loop so I can then display each of the items in the list. So this time I've called my variable fruit because it makes sense, and then I've said in fruits rather than in range. It's going to look in fruits, which is the name of the list. And then I'm going to use print to display, and then display whatever fruit is currently at. So if I run this code now, let's see what we get. You can see it started with apple, then banana, and then cherry, because it automatically iterates through each item of the list. Another example of using a for loop is if I want to iterate through each index of a string. So in this case, I've stored in the variable name, I've stored the string Mr. Moore. So this time I've gone for letter, I've got my variable letter, and I've said in name, which is the variable. And if I just want to use print then, and then letter, it will display each item of this string. So let's see what happens. On line 1 is the M, and then it's iterated and gone round and done the R. Then it's done the space, and so on. It's done each index of that string. So the for loop is a very quick way of repeating a section of code and doing something a set number of times. And that's it for this one. I'll see you next time.